Hello everyone and welcome to the Como Lego channel. Now I have this advice for you to be a great organizer to accommodate all our items. Whether for children, for the office, or if they do a lot of crafts, for all those things that they use very often and do not have on hand or even organized. But with this idea it will be very easy for you to do it and thus keep everything organized, and the best of all is that without spending almost anything, because they are all materials that we will recycle. So let's see what we will need. We are going to need white resist to glue the fabric, some scissors to cut it, some men's or women's jeans that they no longer wear, and for the base a cardboard, wood or plastic of the size and shape that you want your organizer to be. We will also use a small brush, but that is optional. Now let's see how to do it. We take our pants and we are going to cut out the back pockets first, since that is where we are going to put all our things. With our scissors we pierce the fabric and cut everything around the bag. It doesn't matter that they are not exact right now, since we are going to outline them later anyway. We do the same with the two bags, and as with the first, do not pay much attention to the detail. Just cut out the ones close enough to the contour so as not to waste all the pants. Once we have finished cutting them, they should look more or less as I show them on the screen. Now, with just the scissors, we cut off all the excess fabric to leave them perfectly outlined and in the shape that the bag originally has. When finished it should look just like the one I made in the video. Now that we have the bags cut out, we are going to take the pants, and depending on their state we are going to cut a little below where we cut out the bag, just like I am doing. We take the other part and do exactly the same. We cut from one side to the other, and this is how we will have the complete leg of our pants. We grab the cardboard or wood we have and measure more or less the width we will need. Remember to leave at least 2 or 3 fingers of space on each side to be able to stick the fabric well to it. Having already cut the 2 legs of our pants to the size of our base, we now cut them lengthwise. In the part where the seam is marked, here do it very carefully so that it fits as evenly as possible. And once finished it should look like this. A denim rectangle that will occupy half of our base, so the shape you can make to your organizer will depend on the size of your pants, which in this case is rectangular. Now we take our wood or cardboard and cover it completely with white glue. We can use a brush to spread it better, but you can also do it with a spatula or your finger. Once everything is covered, we take a piece of our fabric and glue it perfectly, making sure that there are no loose parts so that it doesn't look wrinkled. In any case, try to iron the fabric before gluing it so that it has as few wrinkles as possible. Once the first one is glued, we take the other fabric and glue it on top of the other, preferably with the seam on top so that it looks like one instead of 2 glued together. Since we finished gluing them, they should look more or less like this. If you see that you have a lot of fabric left over on the sides, just trim the excess with scissors and try to leave 2 centimeters or so that it can stick to the other side. It does not need to be exact, as this will not be seen since it is on the back of our organizer. Now we just turn it over and put glue on all the edges using our brush, spatula, or our finger. Once we have distributed it completely, we very carefully glue the entire fabric, trying to leave it as taut as possible so that there is no possibility of it. If you see that there is leftover fabric at the ends, do not hesitate to cut them out, since, as I had mentioned before, this is what will not be seen unless we turn it over. Now we only take our bags that we had previously cut out. In this case I have another 2 from pants that I no longer wore, and as you can see they are much larger since the others are from my wife's pants. We turn them over and apply a good amount of glue to all of them, and once they are all impregnated, we are just going to glue them in the way you want. In this case I am going to put the 2 large ones on the sides and the small ones in the middle, diagonally, so that things can be put in both. As I have mentioned in several videos, this is just an idea and you can arrange them in the way you want, and even better if you made the base in a different way, since that way you will give it your personal touch and it will surely look much better on you than it does on me. Once we finish gluing them they should look something like this. As you can see, this is how it is finished, and here is just a sample of what they can put into it. In this case I put some pens and markers in the big bag. For the girl I put a notebook and some scissors. For the one on top I put the phone, and for the other big one I put the phone charger and a remote control. But you can put whatever you want and need to accommodate, whether for your office or a space where you do all the tips on how I do it and other crafts. But it is also excellent for the desks of your children, nephews, or grandchildren, since there they will be able to store the supplies they use most to do their tasks, and apart from the fact that they will have them on hand, they will always have them organized. As you can see, with just some cardboard, glue and some jeans that we no longer use, we can make a great organizer for all those items that we always want to have on hand but then we don't have the space to put them. But since you can stick this one to the wall either with Velcro or by nailing it, it won't take away any of the space you need. So if you do, I hope you tell me how it turned out and send me a photo by message to the Facebook page so I can publish it either there or on Twitter and see the different ways they did it. As you already know, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share with all your family, friends and acquaintances. Thanks for watching and I hope you liked this advice. As always, see you in the next videos. Thank you.